That second place, I mean, I know Turkish, me and him disagree on that, so I think it is important to try and finish as high as possible, and to try and, you know what I mean, finish
You're
second.
consoling yourself there. It's nothing, means nothing.
Yeah, well, that's your opinion, but I
No,
think
it's
of
a
it
fact.
different.
It means nothing. That's
No,
a
that's
fact.
your opinion.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
you like your opinion.
Your opinion. That, you know, it's a fact. What I'm saying is a fact. What you're saying is your opinion of the fact. The fact is,
No, you're saying that
you're a loser if you finish second, and you're a loser
No, I
if you
didn't
finish
say
third,
that.
and if you finish fourth, you've lost, because the aim is to win the title. So second, third, fourth, fifth, it's a fact that who gives a shit? Unless you're the owner who might get a bit of money by finishing.
Though, isn't it?
No, it's a fact.
You're saying you don't care if we finish second.
No,
third,
I'm
fourth.
saying it doesn't matter. That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
fact.
That's your opinion.
No,
right?
that's the fact. It doesn't matter. Tell me why it
That
matters.
is your
Rather
opinion.
than your emotion saying you'd like to finish second, yeah? Tell me why it matters. The difference between second, third, fourth and fifth
Turkish,
right now.
listen to what I said before you jump down my throat. I said you said that as far as you're concerned, you don't care. I'm saying that's you're perfectly entitled to that opinion. I'm not criticizing you for saying that, but that is your opinion. Me now, I think it is. My opinion is important for Arsenal to finish as high up the table as possible. So with those 3 games, I think they have an obligation, not just a personal pride thing. They're playing for, not for themselves just, they're playing for Arsenal Football Club, right? The fans, the club, everybody concerned. I think you have an obligation to give your best and try and win all 3 games.
They do, yeah.
So when I say it's your opinion, that's you don't care. I'm of the opposite. I do care. I think you should go out there and give your best.
It's like
Try
the
and
third,
finish
it's like
as high
the
up
third
the table
place
as possible.
playoff. It's like the third place playoff at the World Cup.
Okay, well, listen.
Sometimes Turkey, South Korea, it mattered to both, because we're not often there, both teams.
Exactly.
But then but Arsenal.
So that's why it becomes your opinion.
Yeah, but Arsenal's like we need to be thinking different, and I get what you're saying, but
And I get what you're saying.
ultimately it doesn't matter though. That's where the fact is. It doesn't really matter second, third, fourth, fifth. We finished second before, and then the next season we finished out of the top 4. Do you get what I'm saying? So really, it doesn't really like. It's not the. Yeah, you're right. They got an obligation because they're being paid to. They've, you know, the fans will still be turning up. They've got the obligation for sure. But
like I said, I don't know how James views it. Be interested to hear what he says. But like you, so you're saying, I don't care about these last 3 games as long as we get the Champions League. That's fine. I'm saying, for me, I want Arsenal, every Arsenal player that steps out on that pitch on Sunday to be giving their best, because I think once you put on that shirt and you step out and represent Arsenal, you give your best, you try and get the win. Obviously, you're not always going to get the wins, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But that should be your intention. And you want to finish as high up the table as you possibly can.
You just reminded me of when Leicester won the league. We fell away massively. But then I think we clawed second place from Spurs.
last game.
Yeah. And look, I mean, we should have won the league that year, but I remember being like, hey, I'm happy we finished second, not third. A, because it was Tottenham, but B, because we hadn't been anywhere near that position for years. So sometimes maybe it's the platform from which you're coming from. Now, if you're Newcastle, for example, this season, where actually they didn't start the season brilliantly, won a Carabao Cup, but I understand the drive for them. They're not thinking, well, if it's 5th or 2nd, we don't care. They're thinking, keep going. Let's keep rising up that table. So when you're on the rise, I kind of get it. When you're not, it is much more like, ugh. Ultimately, I won't reflect any differently on this season if we finish 2nd or if we finish 5th. I won't reflect differently on the season generally. But in terms of game to game, it will keep annoying me, Arsenal not winning, not playing well.
Of course.
And in
So you're
terms
happy
of
to finish 5th?
no, well, I'm not.
happy.
But I'm not happy to finish 2nd. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
But would you rather 2nd or 5th?
100%. 100%, I'd rather 2nd. Yeah, I'm not quite in Turkish's camp of I don't care, but I also acknowledge that almost what for? Because if we finish 2nd, I'll still be sat here saying the exact same things.
Oh yeah,
the whole
listen.
season.
The time for recrimination will come at the end of the season.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, in terms of the players anyway, when you take that field for Arsenal and you're wearing that shirt, it's incumbent upon you to give your best to try and win every game, and by doing so, you try and finish as high up the table as possibly you can. The time for recrimination and cross-examination will come at the end of the season. The likes of me, you, and every other Arsenal fan out there will dissect the season and say, look, this was bad, this was good, blah, blah, blah. He should come in, he should go. So, yeah, I get that. But whilst there's still games up for grabs, you give your best.
Fair enough. We're going to do a Predict 11 video, guys, so look out for that. We'll touch on all the team news and everything, obviously, when we do that in that video. So let's get your score predictions, Turkish.
Who cares?